Of the Consistent Performance podcast. This is Killian, and today it's about how many hours are you actually working. So if you're an agency owner, e-com owner, or any other CEO or online business owner, you might ask yourself, hey, how many hours am I actually productively working? Am I using the time that I have the most efficient way possible to grow my business and not waste time? Now, it's actually funny, right? Sometimes I ask around in like Facebook groups or on networking events or so on, and then like people tell you these weird numbers where they like super proud. They say, oh yeah, I work 14 hours, 12 hours, really focused per day, no problem. And usually, of course, these things come either from people who like are beginners and they think everything they do is focused work, even though they're like scrolling on social media. But the thing is, this happens even with more established people where they're like so busy and they're like, yeah, I have a team and I have so many things to do, so many meetings and so on. And then they call it still focused work. Yeah, I get at least 10 focused hours done per day. Now, we can talk about, semantics, like what is focused and what is not focused. Everybody has a different definition there, but truly deeply focused work, it is impossible to have more than a few hours per day. Why? Because the fact of using deep work is something that is mentally challenging. That's for the one hand, so it requires a lot of concentration. And on the other hand, it's simply on a practical mode for most people not doable. You could, of course, isolate yourself and, use some prescription drugs and so on, and you might be able to extend this. But for most people on a practical level, it's not possible to do it for more than a few hours, because then they would need to do communication type of tasks, which are Slack, emails, meetings, and that by the definition is not deep work anymore. Okay, you can call this type of work focused work or batching work or whatever, but it's not true deep work anymore. So there's a differentiation between deep work and focused work. What is unfocused work? Unfocused work is usually work where you're constantly distracted, and that's happening a lot with Slack, with social media especially, and where you want to get stuff done, but you're constantly getting distracted on either social media platforms or by your phone or by any other type of distraction. Okay, ask yourself, how many hours could you spend on tasks that move the needle, and how many hours are you instead wasting in social media, in checking stuff, in inefficient meetings, in nitty-gritty type of stuff that you as the business owner shouldn't do, in things that are not properly outsourced, but the team members still come to you for everything because you didn't set the expectation properly, they're not trained properly, or you have this controlling going on. How many hours are you wasting in this? So people always tell me, yeah, Killian, you talk about performance and so on, but in the end, it's about leadership. You as the business owner set good expectations in the company. You yourself get good work hours very productively with a lot of focus done. And then it's very clear what else has to be done by the rest of the team, and also when they can reach you and when not. This is super important. And then if you are someone who's sometimes overwhelmed, right? I see this all the time with our clients. People working many hours, working late in the evening, and being super overwhelmed. Ask yourself, are you really efficient in the evening? Or are you just getting stuff done because, or you try to get stuff done because you feel like guilty of not having accomplished enough? Be careful of that, because if you feel guilty and you're just working for the sake of working, but you're actually not productively doing stuff, it would be smarter to take a break earlier, recover properly, put the phone away, don't get more drained and more stressed by stuff that you have to do. Then get some good sleep in, recover properly, wake up early, and then boom, get at it. Deep work, no distractions, phone away, boom, work on the tasks that move the needle in your business. Okay, so how do you get this done when you have a busy calendar and meetings? Well, you need solid routines so you can wake up at an early enough time to get that deep work in that moves the needle, because if you have chaos and stress in your business later on, you will not do it. So that's why super important, solid routines, good sleep, good recovery. Then you can show up, get that deep work done, still have time for the gym, have time also later for family, recovery, and so on. And then you're not stressed. And in the end, to come back to the question, you're not going to work crazy hours. And it's also not necessary. It is not necessary. You should work smart. You should work hard as well. But you shouldn't do inefficient stuff just because there's some crazy hustle mentality out there. It's just, glorifying yourself of how much you work. But it doesn't matter how much you work. Nobody cares. It's maybe an inflated ego that you call as, oh, I work so much. Nobody cares. It's just about how much are you getting done? Are you progressing in your business? Do you work on the right things? And at the end of the day, are you happy with what you do? And is it satisfying you as well? Do you work on something that you enjoy? These are all metrics which are important as well. Okay, so this is that. Focus on quality, deep work hours in the morning. Then make sure that your calendar is nicely structured to get a couple of more quality work hours in. Then on top of that, focus these hours on actually outsourcing stuff, building team members, because your focus, your energy is limited. We can give you like awesome routines for better sleep, for more focus, for more energy during the day, but still there's a limit to it. There's so much you can do. But if you get new people on board, train them properly, have good culture, good expectations in the company, this is what will reduce your stress long term if you do it properly, where you can then just focus on those few effective needle movers where you're really good at, and the rest you are outsourcing. Okay, so don't think about how much you're really working. Focus on the right things. Focus more on output versus how many hours you work. It doesn't matter. Focus more on the output that you create every day and try to improve that. Okay, hope that was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, any of this point, send me a message. And if you want any help with that to scale your agency or e-com business to the next level without burning yourself out, by becoming more efficient, by performing better every day and being more consistent, then go to kilianmarket.com and book in a free discovery call with me. And we're going to make a plan together how to improve that. All right. Talk to you on the next episode.